So I'm having a conversation over on Facebook, and this whole situation with the case with the baby that's missing. And I've seen a lot of takes on it, and I've seen one girl do a video, and she was talking about how when she was younger, she was taken advantage of by an older man. And she made the statement, and she said, but I was fast, you know, I was fast. I was fast little girl, just like this girl was. And I often see, and the conversation I'm having on Facebook, the guy said, but what if she lies and she act fast? Is there no responsibility? Who gets blamed for that? And I'm like, it boggles me that men, you're so smart. Men are so smart. Y'all can spot a gold digger. Y'all can spot a 304. Y'all can spot all these things. But little girls can bamboozle you out of some dick. Little girls can bamboozle you out of some dick. You don't see it. Nothing about this little girl says little girl. And I've even seen little girls with the body, mature bodies, but you still knew this is a baby. I've seen tall young men, tall, towering, football bodies, but when they speak and how they carry themselves, you knew this was a little boy. No little boy can act grown enough for me to sleep with him. Y'all ignore that shit because you want to sleep with children. You're not going to tell me there's not going to be something about this child that's acting grown. Because see, that's already, when you say acting, you already are subconsciously saying that you knew it. Something about them triggered you to say, this ain't no grown woman. Children are in school. Children aren't taking care of themselves. So something about them, whether you couldn't come over at night, they had to get off the phone, or they couldn't, something about them is going to say something ain't right. Children have voices. And I've met some women that have still an adolescent voice, like, yeah. But still, there's something in them that says, I'm a full-grown woman. Because one thing about a full-grown woman, she's going to prove to you she's a full-grown woman. If you're dealing with somebody who appears to be a grown woman and she's not doing things like proving how much she make or where her job at, or proving that she's a woman and coming to you for a woman, you already know. Y'all know how women come at y'all. There's nothing. I can tell when a young man talks to, and mind you, I've talked to men that are 34 but had the mind of a 16-year-old. And I'm like, you sure you're 34? You sure you're 44? And I've talked to some 24-year-olds that talk better than a 44-year-old. But it still was something that I will say, oh, I forgot you're 24. Because it's something in the way that they carry themselves, or something they did that remind me, oh yeah, you, I forgot you're young. We're not falling for the acting grown and the fast anymore. There's no girl fast enough for a grown man, or true grown man is not going to sleep with her. Because first of all, the maturity level of even a little girl that's acting grown, a real grown man is going to peep like, this ain't it. Y'all see stuff in grown ass women that y'all pull out and say, nah, this ain't it. But for some reason, a little girl can put on a good enough act for you to pull your penis out. Y'all are so easily bamboozled when it comes to little girls. I am beside myself. Grown women get called out daily for all the indiscrepancies that we have. But just so happened this little girl, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15-year-old girl, can put you under her thumb. That says so much about you men. Because my baby is 16. And I even think about boys when I was 16. They acted 16. I don't care how grown they had. I don't care how many children they had. And mind you, I came from the era when people were having babies young. But they were having about people that were their ages. But I knew they were immature. You mean to tell me a little girl can pretend and put on an act long enough to get your grown ass to believe that she is a grown woman? Something's wrong with you. What does that say about you? And don't be coming around here talking about you want so much out of women. If a 16-year-old, a 11-year-old, a 12-year-old can bamboozle you, baby, something's wrong with you. And part of it is you're a pedophile. Y'all can identify everything in a 30-year-old woman, 35, 40, 45-year-old, but you can't pick up a 11-year-old, 12-year-old, 13, 14, 15-year-old is doing enough just by acting grown, which means sexual, because you ain't seeing her pay no bills. Most time you ain't even seeing her drive a car. Most time you ain't even seeing her out to 3 a.m. Yeah, some girls out there in the streets or whatever, but something about that baby's gonna say, ain't no way you grown. Or if you say you 18, why you so like this? You just don't seem like an 18-year-old. A 19 or whatever lie or however she's acting to act grown. This little baby have little heels, and because it's just in our mannerism. What y'all don't understand about women, our feminism is born into us. Like you were born to be macho. When I see little baby boys 3 years old out here with their little necklace on and they tank tops being gangster, it's embedded in us. So what you call her being grown is her really just walking in her femininity, which people have put on girls to say that they're not supposed to have until they're grown. Yes, there are some, and you have to understand what girls are being exposed to. It comes out on us differently when we're exposed to porn. It comes out on girls differently. And what you're saying is, I'm attracted to the way she's acting. No, you're attracted to her being, regardless of her age. Tell the truth, shame the devil. I know you don't want to be what you are, but call a thing a thing. There's nothing that 11, 12, 13, 14-year-old boy can come in here and say he's 18, 19, 20 that's not going to trigger me to say, as a grown-ass woman. Because if a 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17-year-old boy can come in here and fool me just by acting macho, something's wrong with me. You mean to say I can identify the red flags in grown-ass men all day? I can see when he's abusive. I can tell when he's a manipulator. I can tell he's a narcissist. I can tell all these things in grown men. But when it comes to a little baby, my legs can jump wide open just because you act mature. And these little girls are attracting you. They're not being grown. You're seeing them as grown. You don't want to see them as children because you want to be okay being attracted to babies.